Hello everyone, finally we met on the first episode of Tori Talk podcast in episode 1. After previously we often met on Tori Talks via live Instagram, but this time we will try something new, namely sharing through podcast. And of course, this Tori Talk podcast will share stories and invite cool and inspiring speakers. So in episode 1, we have the theme Study Maturing in International Relations. Why not? Of course, we will have a cool research person, namely Atika Barkia, who is a student of International Relations at Sriwijaya University. She is a very active student. She is also the head of the Spirit Youth Movement or Spions ID organization. Atika Barkia is a person who cares about youth issues. Okay, I'm very happy and very enthusiastic today. Let's just start our chit chat this time, but so that we don't feel awkward and we get closer to each other, Atika maybe can say hey and introduce yourself once again to Tori Talks listener.
Well, hello Atori and Tori Talks listeners. My name is Atika Barkia, but people usually call me Atika or just Tika. So yeah, just like Atori said, I am an international relations student, batch 19 at University of Sriwijaya.
Earlier you said that you are an international relations student at Sriwijaya University. Now you can tell the listener why you are interested in international relations and finally become a student of international relations at Sriwijaya University.
So, talk about why I have an interest in this major and how I end up here. Actually, I have chosen this major since I was in my second year of senior high school. At first, I was googling what majors there were no mathematics, no calculations, because to be honest, even though I am a science student in high school, I don't like these subjects except biology at that time. So finally, after searching on the internet, I found international relations. At first, I was like, oh, this is interesting. What is this about? What will we learn? And finally, after I read about the major for days and even months, I decided I will take this major. So, long short story, we came for the selection to enter the college. As we know that the first selection in Indonesia is SNMPTN. So we know that basically in this one we don't need to do a test, we just rely on our high school report. So also I realized that I came from a science background at that time, but still I was very excited to take this major whose background is social studies. But I was very confident, but sometimes I just like, yeah, whatever happened, it happens, right? Yeah, knowing that my background doesn't match, but still I wish to get it. And then luckily I got it. I couldn't believe that I got accepted. I was crying. I told to my family, even my friends called me at that time. So yeah, everybody was happy.
Wow, it turns out that to enter the department, Atika has a unique story behind the struggle to enter the department. Atika is really cool and very inspiring. But next, I want to ask what are the joys and sorrow of being student in international relations?
Next, talk about the ups and downs of my journey in this major. So I'm so thankful that my expectations here have finally come true. I got a lot of insight into international issues. I have met friends who are open-minded, and sharing talk with them is great and fun. But the sad thing is, at first I was confused because I really felt like I had entered a new world. Yeah, I was a science student and suddenly moved to social path. At first, it was kinda hard for me to get the materials, honestly. Even I had a culture shock, but thankfully it didn't last long.
Okay Atika, let's continue the question. How is your circle of friends in your major?
Okay, actually talk about the circle of friends. I think it depends on each person's perspective. depending on who runs it and what their friendship is like. But for me personally, having friends who support each other is very beneficial, and luckily I am in that circle. I think we really need a good and supportive circle in this college life, right? I just want to say that we can be friends with anyone and it's not forbidden, it's even recommended. But you should be selective to choose who will be your close friends. Just be close with people who make you comfortable and make you great day by day. And that's the point, I guess.
Okay, Atika, I have a next question for you. Actually, what is the prospect of this international relation major, and if you graduate later, what are your plans for the future?
Okay, talk about prospects in this major and what is my plan for the future. So usually if people don't really know about international relations, they usually say, "Oh, you're going to be a diplomat, right?" Because I often got a question like that. So here I want to say that what everybody needs to know is our major doesn't only have to be a diplomat. We study politics, economy, culture, language, environment, communication, and many more. So that's why, we have a good range of different knowledge. So apart from being a diplomat, we can work in a government agency, become a journalist, work in MNC or startup, and many more. And then talk about my future plans. I'm so sorry that I cannot spill everything at this time. I just keep it for myself while working on it. But I will just tell you one thing, that I really want to work or internship in a company such as MNC, e-commerce, or technology startup. So, yeah.
Atika, if you are going to be an influential person in the future or at this time, what message do you want to convey to prospective students who want to major in international relations later?
So I just want to say that before you want to take this major, you have to find out what are the basics that will be studied in international relations. Don't put the expectation that we are just learning about foreign cultures, foreign language, and so on, others related to it. You must know that international relations is more than that. The main things are about politics, policies, economics, relations between one country and another country, anything related to cross-country. So I think you have to find out, maybe I could say in our language is kepoin ya, because I don't want you to come here and then regret it just because it doesn't match with your expectations. Because honestly, I was also a bit surprised at first knowing that IR is as complex as this. But thankfully, I can handle and deal with it because I have friends who can help me, support me to survive in this field. Oh my god, my friends, if you watch this, thank you so much. So yeah, the point is you guys really need to find out about the major. I think this is not only for international relations, but for all majors.
Wow, I can't believe that we have taken enough time to do positive things and heard inspirational stories from Atika Barkia. I hope what Atika Barkia has told us can encourage us to become active people, especially those who want to major in international relations. And I say thank you very much for Atika Barkia, who has taken the time to share stories. And I hope you continue to be an inspiration to others. And finally, I will see you again in the next episode of the Tori Talk podcast. Bye!
Well, thank you Tori Talks for having me. I hope this talk can be useful for our listeners. So yeah, don't forget to stay tuned for the next episode of Tori Talks, guys. Bye!